Hello everybody, I'm Sherry with the CGH Health Foundation, and we're back with another easy healthy recipe for our What's Cooking CGH series. Today I'm going to do another one of those sheet pan suppers. I have done a couple of recipes, and this one is going to be a little bit different because we're going to feature a pasta that you may have seen on your grocery store shelf. It's called gnocchi, G-N-O-C-C-H-I, and that's how you pronounce it. This is a shelf-stable pasta, but it is a fresh pasta, so it hasn't been dried. And usually you would boil this. I know somebody who has a great recipe for a chicken and gnocchi soup, so you would put it in hot liquid to cook it. But since it's still soft and not dried, you can also roast it in the oven. And so today's recipe is for a sheet pan gnocchi. And it comes together really easy. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I just cut open the package of gnocchi. And I'm going to dump it onto a sheet pan that I have lined with some non-stick foil. And you want to go in and kind of break up all the pieces here. They kind of stick together just to make sure that they are separate and single. And you can see I'm going to mix everything right here on the sheet pan. Not going to use a bowl, so it kind of saves on dishes. You do have to wash your hands afterwards. So once I get all this gnocchi broken up, then we're going to add right on top of the gnocchi about 4 cups of chopped vegetables. Now you can use all the vegetables that you like. The gnocchi is about 4 servings per bag, so with 4 cups of vegetables, each person is going to get about a cup of vegetables per serving. So I have used grape tomatoes, and I do recommend tomatoes in the mix, as well as onions. And then after that, it's up to your imagination. My combination has the tomatoes and the onions, and then I have some bell pepper, some yellow bell pepper. I've got some asparagus cut into kind of bite-sized pieces there. I've also got some mushrooms. So those are vegetables that I like a lot. You can do whatever your family likes. Maybe they like broccoli. If zucchini is in season, put some zucchini in there. You could even put beans in and see how that goes. So I have the vegetables all piled here on top of the gnocchi, and then I'm going to season and flavor them with some olive oil and spices. So we're going to start off with about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And that is about 2 ounces, so bear with me while my olive oil bottle dribbles out 2 ounces. I'm almost there. Okay, so that's about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And then to that, I'm simply going to add about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning mix. I'm not really good about measuring exactly. And a teaspoon of garlic powder, okay? That looks like about a teaspoon. And then you could add a little salt. I think about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt is gonna be plenty for this. Take my whisk, mix it all up. Let me get all of those herbs well mixed. And I like to do it all beforehand. You could pour the olive oil over the vegetables and then kind of sprinkle everything, but I think that the herbs and the salt and the garlic powder get a little better distributed and coated the vegetables more evenly if you mix it all together beforehand. Okay, so there is my olive oil with the herbs and the garlic powder. I'm just going to drizzle it all over the top here. Make sure we get it all out of there. Don't want to waste anything. And here's where we go in with the chef's best tools, and those are our hands. If you're squeamish, you could of course put this all in a bowl and toss it together with a utensil, but I don't mind using my hands, and it kind of saves on dishes. But we want to make sure that we get that olive oil to coat all the gnocchi, all the vegetables, get them all mixed in there. And I can see by looking at it that I have got some jumpers, but I think I have oil and seasoning over all of those vegetables and the gnocchi. I'm gonna pat them out, get them flat so they're pretty much in a single layer. Let me rinse off my hands. Okay, so there you have it. This goes right in the oven. It's a hot oven, 425 degrees. And I would put this on the top rack. Let me go ahead and do that. And here's a pan that I just took out of the oven. So your tomatoes are going to get really soft and kind of burst. So that's going to add some great moisture to the dish. The onions, of course, get a little bit of char, and the gnocchi as well gets just a little bit of kind of a toasty edge on it. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit toasted. And then you could add, if you wanted to, you could sprinkle this with some Parmesan cheese, some grated or shreds of Parmesan cheese. I love these little tiny mozzarella balls, bocconcini or mozzarella pearls. So I have a package of those. This is what they look like in the grocery store, kind of in just a plastic container. But we could sprinkle on some of those mozzarella balls. If you wanted to make this more of a complete meal, or if you, I don't eat very much meat, but if you wanted to, you could add some pre-cooked Italian sausage on there. So that would be a way. And then grab a utensil here. I am going to use a utensil here because it's still kind of warm, and just toss everything together. You could see that I lined my pan with some nonstick foil, and one of the reasons that I like to do that, I got a little bit of a hole here, is that sometimes you can just pick up the whole thing, you see how it goes, and put it right into your serving bowl. Well, I lost a few of them, but not too many. And there we have it. We have our sheet pan gnocchi. Everything went in the oven, really easy. And let's give it a taste. I'm gonna make sure I get some gnocchi and some cheese and a little bit of veg. That's so good. And it was so easy. I love these sheet pan suppers. Just throw everything together and put it in the oven and you have supper very fast. I did a couple of other sheet pan supper kind of videos, and so we'll put the links to those. Everything is on my blog, What's Cooking CGH, and I have simple sheet pan suppers where you can vary the protein and the veg. I also did a sheet pan fajita video, so if this whole idea appeals to you, look those up. Look at all of our recipes at whatscookingcgh.com, and I'll see you next time.